All right, good morning everyone. I'll give you a minute or two to collect your things. A yoga strap, if you have one, is great. If you don't have a yoga strap, any sort of belt will do. The other setup that we'll start with this morning, if you have these props, wonderful. If you don't, that's completely fine. Yoga blocks and a yoga bolster, but I know a lot of you don't have these things at home. So for this starting setup here, if you don't have this, any type of chair, ottoman, couch, we're going to start on our backs with our legs up on this little Stonehenge setup. So anything that is kind of in this height where you can end up with your legs on top will do. So I will give you all a minute or two to kind of get yourselves set up, and I'll actually head back down onto my back because this is where we're starting today. And so this setup might not be near your mat or next to your mat. That's okay. If you want to move away from your mat to your couch, we'll just be spending the first couple of minutes of our practice in this position. And then if this isn't accessible for you or available for you at all, constructive rest is another great option with the feet on the floor, wide on the mat, and the knees knocking in. And so if you're in this Stonehenge pose, we'll use this to allow the fronts of the hips to soften. And so as you find your way into whatever pose you found on your back, take these first couple of moments just to arrive in stillness. Begin to connect with your breath and with your body. So you might allow the hands to rest on the belly. You might allow the arms to just go wide on the floor. And start this process settling in for our practice. So it is Easter Sunday. Regardless of whether or not you celebrate Easter for religious or spiritual reasons, or perhaps it's just a holiday and an opportunity to have a nice meal, there is symbolism in this day. The reminder is that of renewal, of fresh life, and a new start. And so even as we move into our second month of quarantine, of seeming death, of the usual, death of the norm, of what we're used to, we are reminded time and time again through stories, through parables, through nature, that death is not permanent. Rather, it's part of the cycle. As we move from winter into spring, we see this in nature, in flowers, trees. And so we'll spend our time in practice this morning just allowing ourselves some space to renew. Remind ourselves of that particular section of the cycle. So with the remembrance of renewal, of fresh life, of a fresh start in your mind, begin to deepen the breath. Allow your inhales to fill up the belly, the chest, the ribs, the collarbones. Allow your exhales to empty the belly completely, sending out stale air. Each inhale an opportunity to draw in fresh life, fresh prana, a new breath, a new moment. As you exhale, the opportunity to let go of that which doesn't serve you mentally, physically, spiritually. As you deepen the breath through the body, just begin to notice how and what you feel. Are there any sensations that stick out to you? Any thoughts or emotions? Is there any heaviness or dead space from this past week? Is there any tightness or stuckness anywhere in the physical body? And if there is, no need to change it right now. But rather, simply acknowledge it as part of the cycle. Spend just another minute or two here in this opening pose. As we do, allow the awareness to travel to the hip flexors, the fronts of the thighs where the thigh bones meet the hips. Can you create any space, any softness? We tend to hold a lot of tension in this part of our bodies, so as you inhale, notice that tension, that sensation. As you exhale, the opportunity to soften. Feel the thigh bones grow heavy towards the floor. Relax the calves, ankles, feet. Relax the spine, the shoulders, the chest. Just for the next minute. Spend some time in stillness with your breath, the promise of spring, of new life, of a fresh start. Place your left hand on your belly, your right hand on your belly, your left hand on your heart. Feel the soft
beating of your heart, the gentle, constant rise and fall of the belly as you breathe. Just remember your own wellness, your health, this life that moves in you, through you, and around you. Each breath full of infinite possibility. We offer the fruits of this practice for the benefit, for the service of not only ourselves, but also the world around us. Take a full breath in through the nose, a full breath out through the mouth. Start to gently wake the body up here, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, perhaps roll the wrists and the ankles. And then, in whatever way makes sense for you, come off of your prop. So maybe that's a roll to the side, and then gently press yourself back up. If you've moved to a couch or a cushion, find your way back to your mat. You can unstack this little Stonehenge setup if you used it. Just have your blocks or your books handy at the top of your mat with your strap. And we'll meet in tabletop position, all fours, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Spread the fingers wide. Externally rotate the arms so the biceps spin forward, the triceps spin back. Just take a moment to connect with the breath. Take a full inhale through the nose. A full exhale through the nose. On your inhale, find cow pose. Drop your belly to the floor. Lift the chest. Lift the gaze. On your exhale, cat pose. Press the earth away. Round the spine like a Halloween cat. Inhale, cow pose. Pelvis tilts forward. Spine arcs. Gaze lift. Chest shines through. Exhale, cat pose. Really press the earth away. Imagine you were a cat. You see how high the cats arc when they stretch like this. See if you can find that sensation in the body. A couple more. Inhale, cow. Stretch the front side of the body. Exhale, cat. Stretch the back side. One more round. Inhale. And exhale. You come back to neutral tabletop. Plant the left hand firmly on the mat. Take the right hand behind the head. Elbow points out to the side of the room. On your inhale, twist, open and up to the right. Firm the hips and the legs. Exhale, twist down to the left. Right elbow taps the left elbow. Couple more like that. Inhale, twist open to the right. Exhale, tap right elbow to left elbow. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close down. Inhale, twist open. Exhale, twist close. Last time, twist open. Stay here for your exhale. Option to reach the arm for the ceiling on your inhale. On your exhale, release the right hand down, tabletop. Move right to the other side. Left hand behind the head, elbow points out to the side of the room. Inhale, twist open. Exhale, tap your left elbow to your right elbow. Inhale, open up. Exhale, twist back to the right. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale.
Last time. Inhale, twist open. Stay here for your exhale. Option to reach the left arm up on your inhale. On your exhale, release the left hand down, tabletop. Tuck all 10 toes under. You might want to have your blocks handy here. Shift your weight back to sit on your heels. We'll stretch the toes and the bottoms of the feet. So if this is too much, you might have your blocks handy and you can press down into the blocks, lift some of the weight up. If you don't have blocks, just shift some of the weight forward so you're not sitting on your heels quite as much. And we'll just take a few moments to bring some fresh life into our toes and our feet. I've noticed, at least in my life the last few weeks, because I'm not hardly ever wearing shoes, a little bit more life in my feet, in my toes. Our shoes tend to compress everything in our feet, and so you might notice some different sensation in your feet as they've had maybe more time to kind of live without the restrictions of shoes, since we're all spending our time at home. Just a couple more breaths here. And just notice that sensation, that tingling, that burning. It might be a little bit intense. I promise your toes won't fall off. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, come forward to your tabletop, untuck the toes, tap out the tops of the feet on the floor. And then same thing, come back to sit on the heels, maybe bring your blocks with you, plant the hands by your sides, maybe behind you, and start to peel the knees up off the floor, so we'll give the tops of the feet some attention. There's some options here. You might walk out the knees, lifting one at a time. You might roll side to side. Just notice how this feels in the tops of your feet and your toes. I'm wearing socks because it's a little bit chilly outside, but I'm about to take them off so I don't slip on my mat. Just a couple breaths here. Take one more inhale. And then lower the knees, come forward. Last little bit on our knees here. Tabletop, cross your right shin over your left. So the right shin is going to act as a rolling pin on your left calf muscle here. And then as much as is accessible, shift some of your weight back so you're almost sitting on both legs. And then use this right shin to massage out the left calf muscle. So maybe a side to side motion like a butter knife, maybe up and down like a rolling pin. So to find more sensation, just sit back and provide more weight to mitigate that sensation, make this a little bit more accessible and gentle. Just shift some of that weight forward. A couple breaths here, just taking care of some of these lower extremities that we don't necessarily always spend the time with. And so breaking up tension, massaging the fascia, just creating space for new life, for that breath, that life force to move into these structures. And then uncross, let's switch legs. Left shin crosses over right. Use that left shin bone as a rolling pin on the right calf, and then you can shift as much weight back as you need. If you have blocks or blankets handy, or blocks or books rather, you can kind of mitigate this, make the floor a bit more accessible. And so there's not really a right or a wrong way to be here. It's just the opportunity to discover some sensation, maybe create a bit more space. A couple more breaths here.
And then find your way back to tabletop position. Tuck the toes under. Press the hands firmly into the mat. Lift and hover the knees 2 inches off the floor. We'll start to wake up the core. Lengthen from the tailbone through the crown of the head. Draw the belly up towards the spine. Make sure the back is flat, not dumping, not rounding. Nice flat back, nice strong core. Knit the belly button towards the spine, corset the ribs and the abdomen in. Let's take 3 breaths here. And press the earth away, spread across the shoulder blades. 2 more breaths. And externally rotate the arms, biceps forward, triceps back. 1 more inhale. On your exhale, send your hips up and back. First downward facing dog of this Sunday morning. Take a few moments here to settle into this pose, whatever that means for you. Maybe pedaling out the feet and bending into the knees. Maybe a side to side with the hips. Taking some time to explore this version of the pose today. So we do this pose so often, but if we really pay attention, this pose is always a fresh opportunity. You've never been here on this day in this pose before. And over the next couple of breaths, start to settle into some stillness here. Bend both of your knees a lot. Press the hands down into the earth. As you press the hands down, reach the tailbone up and back. Create more length through the spine. Externally rotate your shoulders. Press down the inner edges of your palms. Spin the outer arms down. And then perhaps, as appropriate, start to straighten the legs, extending the heels towards the floor. Let's take 3 breaths here in our downward facing dog. So your knees might be straight today. They might stay bent today. And do what serves you. What provides you the opportunity to renew, to restore. Let's take 1 more breath in. On your exhale, walk your hands backwards to meet your feet, coming to your first forward fold at the back of your mat. Feet land hips width distance apart. Bend the knees a lot. Grab opposite wrist with opposite elbow. Let's hang out heavy here. Maybe nod the head yes, maybe shake the head no. Perhaps a gentle sway from side to side. Or maybe you just hang. Take 2 more breaths. One more. And come back to center. If you're swinging, release the fingertips down to the floor. On your inhale, find your first halfway lift. Reach the heart forward, reach the tailbone back. Let's start with the knees bent and maybe the palms on the shins. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Reach the heart forward, almost like cobra pose. Take an inhale here, draw the belly up towards the spine. On your exhale, forward fold. Knees can bend as much as they need to. A couple more like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Bend the knees as needed. Exhale, forward fold, hips go high. Inhale, half lift. Heart reaches, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more, half lift. Fold down. Last time. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, bring the hands to your hips. Squeeze the elbows in. Press down through the heels. On your inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Release the arms down. Tadasana, mountain pose. Stand with the feet hips width distance apart. Firm the muscles of the legs. Lift up through the crown of the head. Take a moment, close the eyes. And just notice how the body feels, how it feels now to stand with a bit more life, a bit more energy in the body. I'll come to stand in the middle of my mat to face you. So options here, hips width distance is great, feet together is great as well. I hope my head is not cut off, it might be, but that's okay, not doing anything complicated here. On your inhale, sweep both arms up overhead, clasp the hands, and flip the palms so the palms reach up towards the ceiling. Really press up through the index finger knuckle. Draw back on the pinkies. Notice the ribs, the belly, and the heart are going to want to flare open. So draw the ribs in, engage the abdomen, press down through the feet, stretch up through the palms. Firm your legs. Take an inhale. On your exhale, find a side bend to your left. Send the hips to the right. Notice if there's a tendency to twist up or twist down. Can you resist that and just bend to the side without twisting? Reach through the palms, lengthen through the crown of the head, squeeze the legs together towards midline. Take 2 breaths here. 1 more breath. And press firmly through the feet. On your inhale, rise back to stand. On your exhale, release the arms down. Roll the shoulders back. And then roll the shoulders forward. 1 more time. Sweep the arms up. Clasp the hands. Flip the palms. Reach through the index fingers. Slide the pinkies back. Knit the ribs together. Draw the abdomen towards the spine. Press down through the feet. Lengthen up. On your exhale, side bend right. Hips move to the left. So just a pure side bend here. No twisting. No rotating. Tilt the tailbone down towards the heels slightly. Stretch the left side of the body. 2 more breaths here. Full inhale. A full exhale. And press firmly through the feet. Inhale, rise back to center. Exhale, release the arms down. Roll the shoulders. And then roll the shoulders the other way. And then come back to stand. Tadasana, feet together. Again, if this isn't stable, hips width distance is perfectly fine. Bring the hands in front of you, so give yourself a fist bump right in front of your heart. Firm your legs. Notice how your hips are pointing straight forward to the front of wherever you're practicing at, your living room, your bedroom, your backyard. Keep the hips squared. Take an inhale. On your exhale, twist to the left, just in your upper body. So firm the legs. Notice the tendency is for the hips to follow, but can you resist that? Legs are strong. Press down through the feet. Lift up through the crown of the head as you exhale. Maybe a bit more space to twist through the spine. Draw back on the right hip bone. Send the left hip bone forward. Take 2 breaths. And full inhale. Full exhale. And take 1 more inhale here. And then on your exhale, allow the pelvis and the hips to come into this rotation. So create the sensation of twisting more. You might even be able to face all the way to the back of your mat or the back of your room. So the pelvis starts to rotate, the legs shift just a bit. Let's take 1 more inhale. On your exhale, unravel back to center. 1 more time. Pelvis squares to the front of the room. Legs are strong. Take an inhale, stand tall. Exhale, twist to your right. Just through the spine. So the hips push forward. The right hip pushes forward. The left hip pushes back. The legs are strong. Notice how much effort it takes to keep the pelvis square as you twist through the spine. You have to firm the quads. Squeeze the legs in towards midline. Each inhale, can you stand a bit taller? Maybe as you exhale, a bit more space to twist. Let's take 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath here. And then on your exhale, allow the pelvis and the hips to twist with you now. Increase the sensation of twisting. You might even turn all the way to the back of your room. 2 breaths. Take a full inhale. On your exhale, unravel back to center. Release the arms. Stand tall, close the eyes. Just take a moment to register that sensation of twisting in the body. Flutter the eyes open. And let's find our straps or our belts or whatever strap-like apparatus you have in your home. One more time, stand with the feet about outer hips width distance, so a little bit wider base. And then the hands can end up on the belt a little bit wider than the hips, and this can be adjusted as you go. And then sweep the arms up and overhead, draw the ribs in, draw the belly in, take an inhale. Create some tension on the strap, so pull your hands away from each other. Then as you exhale, imagine you were doing a pull-up, but pull down on the strap so the strap comes down behind the shoulder blades. Keep the arms really active as we do this. Inhale, take the strap overhead, keep pulling away on the strap. And then exhale, draw the strap down behind the back. Just starting to fire up some sensation in the lats. Inhale, strap lifts. Exhale, strap pulls down. And so, using your own sense of visualization, if you imagine that you were really doing a pull-up, trying to pull your entire body weight up, or if you imagine you were trying to pull something really heavy down towards yourself, you can create a bit more work. We'll be here just for a few more rounds. Really active in the arms, really active in the lats. Let's go 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull down. You should feel some heat starting to build in your shoulder blades. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So, still have the strap. Come to stand. Actually, no, we'll stand the way we were, feet fairly wide. Take the strap overhead. Firm the legs. Draw the ribs and the belly in. Take an inhale. On your exhale, side bend to your left. So just extending this side bend. On your inhale, draw back to center. On your exhale, side bend to your right. Go a couple more times. Inhale to center. Exhale, side bend left. Lengthen the right side of the body. Inhale to center. Exhale over to the left. We'll tick-tock 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Imagine you were bending your ribs up and over, almost like you were, what's that, high jump? Take an inhale. Exhale, high jump over an imaginary bar to the right. 1 more time. Inhale back to center. I was a terrible high jumper. Exhale to the left. I tried it in middle school. Didn't go well. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right, probably because this is what I think of as high jumping, which is totally wrong. Inhale to center, and then exhale, release the arms down. If you're not already, come to stand facing the short edge of your mat up at the top. Keep handy with your strap, with your belt, whatever you're using. Excuse me. And then we're going to step our left foot all the way to the back of the mat. So there's options. You can arrive in this full crescent lunge if this is accessible for you. If this feels like too much, you can lower your back knee to the floor. Regardless of where you're at, squeeze the legs towards each other. So Legs move in like blades of a scissor. Draw the right hip back, the left hip forward. Firm the muscles of the legs, so muscle grip bones. Really feel those legs activate and come online. And then one more time, take the strap up and overhead. Take an inhale. On your exhale, give yourself a big pull down with the strap. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull down on the strap. 1 more. Inhale, reach up. On your exhale, pull down. Pause here. So the strap should be kind of right behind the heart on your back. Elbows point down. Feel that strap pressing into your back, and then on your inhale, start to lift the heart. Imagine the strap was pressing forward and lifting the heart. Just a little bit of thoracic extension, the back bend sensation here. Take 2 breaths. Elbows stay in line with the torso. Strap presses forward on the back. Take 1 more breath. And then square back to center, lift the heart, reach the strap up, take an inhale. On your exhale, big step up, left foot meets the right foot, release the strap down. Switch feet, weight onto the left foot, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Set up your pose, so no rush here. Find a solid stance. Maybe that's full crescent. Maybe that's the knee down on the floor. I'll do this side with the knee down on the floor. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Engage the hips. Engage the legs. Draw the belly in. Lift up through the crown of the head. Wait for the helicopter to pass. Take the strap up and overhead 1 more time. Take an inhale. On your exhale, big pull down with the strap. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, pull down. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull down. Strap lands right behind the heart. Elbows in line with the torso. Press the strap forward. Lift up with the heart. That sensation of back bending. Take 2 breaths here. Draw the left hip back, the right hip forward, firm the legs. Take 1 more breath. And then lift up through the crown of the head, stand tall. Take the strap overhead on your inhale. On your exhale, big step up, back to the top of your mat. Release the strap down. Take a moment, pause. Close the eyes, just notice the sensation in the legs, in the spine. Keep working with the strap. 1 more standing pose here. So we'll stay very much in the same theme. Weight back onto the right foot. Big step back with the left foot. Again, same options apply, so either up on the knees or down. Take the strap up and overhead 1 more time, and then this time hinge forward at the hips. So there's a bit longer line of energy from the back heel through the hands, a bit more work for the core here as well. So either down on the back knee or lifted into your full lunge. Draw back on that right hip, reach through the fingertips, draw the belly up towards the spine, feel the core engage. Hold here, 2 full cycles of breath. Take a full inhale. And then on your exhale, find that same strap pull down again. Strap lands right behind the heart. On your inhale, reach the heart forward. Press the strap forward into the heart. Find that back bending sensation. So now you're in a back bend, but you're looking straight forward. Draw the shoulders down, draw the right hip back. 2 breaths here. Take a full inhale. On your exhale, straighten out the spine, reach the crown of the head to the front of the room. Lengthen the strap overhead, take an inhale. Hold for your exhale. Inhale, hinge up to crescent lunge. Exhale, big step up, back to the top of your mat. Release the strap down. Pause just for a breath. And then one more time, weight into the left foot, step the right foot back. Set up your pose, whatever that means for you. Might be same on this side, might be different on this side. Just find somewhere that you are stable and strong. Strap overhead on your inhale. On your exhale, hinge forward at the hips. So this big long line from the right heel through the crown of the head, out through the arms, into the strap. Pull the hands out on the strap, make the arms and the shoulders active as if you were trying to tear your strap in two. Hold here, 2 breaths. 1 inhale. On your exhale, pull the strap down behind the heart, press the strap forward. Inhale, peel the heart up, extend through the thoracic spine, through the middle back. So there's still this hinge at the hips, just lifting the heart. 2 breaths. Take a full inhale. On your exhale, straighten the spine back out. Reach the arms forward. Take an inhale. Hold for your exhale. Inhale, rise to crescent. Exhale, big step up. Release the arms down. Pause. Close the eyes. Take a moment just to notice what you feel, how it feels. Flutter the eyes open and lose your strap. Let's find one of your blocks or your books or whatever it might be and bring that to the center of your mat facing the long edge. We'll come to meet in Tadasana here. From Tadasana, take the arms wide and then step or jump the feet as wide as the wrists. So if there were strings hanging down from your wrists, they would hit the tops of your ankles. Firm the legs, bring the hands to the hips. Take an inhale, lift up through the heart. On your exhale, hinge down halfway. Take an inhale here, reach the heart forward. On your exhale, release the left hand down to the block. So right in the middle of your mat. Maybe on low, maybe on medium, maybe on high, but somewhere that you can keep this length in the spine. Bring the back of the right hand right onto the sacrum, the lowest part of the spine, the back of the pelvis. Firm the legs, keep the pelvis square, the same way we did when we twisted at the start of class. So pelvis square to the floor. On your inhale, twist, start to twist, open to the right. So notice the pelvis is going to want to shift with you as you go. Resist that. It's going to take a lot of work in the legs, especially the left leg. Can you twist through just the upper spine? Try and stack the right shoulder on top of the left shoulder. Reach back through the tailbone, forward through the crown of the head. Take a full inhale. A full exhale. And then as you twist deeper, allow the pelvis to start to shift. So the pelvis can move to the side, create maybe the bit more sensation of twisting through the spine, and then maybe you want to take that top arm up to the ceiling. Right arm at 12 o'clock, left arm at 6 o'clock. Reach back through the tailbone, forward through the head. Take a full inhale. On your exhale, unravel back down to center. Reset, flatten the back, firm the legs, square the pelvis, right hand plants down onto the block, back of left hand comes to your sacrum. Take an inhale, firm your legs. Exhale, start to twist the chest towards the left. So twisting through the thoracic spine, the upper back. Legs are firm, pelvis is firm, lumbar spine stays square. Take a full inhale. Exhale, maybe twist a bit deeper. One more breath in. On this breath out, you can allow the pelvis to start to shift. Find a bit more space to open up towards the left as the pelvis moves as well. And then option to take the left arm towards the ceiling. Here for a full inhale. On your exhale, unravel back to center. Inhale, flatten the back, halfway lift. On your exhale, fold down towards the floor. The hands might stay on the block. They might come to the floor. Crown of the head moves down. Maybe walk the hands back through the legs. Firm the thighs. Bend the knees as much as you need to here. 3 breaths. Two. Take a full inhale. One more exhale. On your inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, hands to the hips. Lead with the heart pressed down through the heels. Inhale, rise to stand. And then toe heel the feet in a little bit. Step or jump the feet back together. Stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. And just notice the sensation as it moves through your body. Let's come back one more time to stand at the top of your mat and have your blocks or books or props handy for you here. On your inhale, sweep the arms up, grow really tall. On your exhale, hinge at the hips, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, flatten your back. Plant the hands, step back to high plank, shoulders over wrists, heels over toes, and then lower the knees to the floor about as wide as the hips. Sink the hips back to the heels, child's pose. The forehead might come to the floor. It might come to a block or a prop. The arms can go long in front of you or perhaps down by the sides. Just a few full cycles of breath here. Make your way forward to all fours. One more set of standing, half standing poses. Have your blocks or your props handy, and then find your way up into downward facing dog one more time. Just settle into this pose again. Recheck. Check in with yourself. Check in with this pose. How does it feel? Is anything different? Is there any more space? And then in whatever way works for you, is accessible for you, you're going to step the right foot outside of the right hand. So kind of setting up in this lizard lunge position. So the right foot outside the right hand, left foot way at the back of the mat. This is a great opportunity to use your props and bring the floor a little bit closer towards you. In this lizard, we'll take a few breaths just to move into the hips. So let's go side to side with the hips from left to right a couple of times. And whatever height on the blocks makes this accessible, reach the heart forward. And let's go forward and back a couple of times as well. And then let's go up and down a couple of times with the hips. So this doesn't have to look any certain way. Just feeling your way into these big hip socket joints. And then let's put that all together and take some big circles, left to right, up and down. And then we'll go back the other way, right to left,
up and down. Should feel nice on the hip flexor of the back leg. And come back to center. Plant the left hand down on the floor or maybe a block. Reach the right arm to the front of the room. Lengthen from the left heel through the right fingertips. Any height on the block works. And then on your inhale, twist the right arm open and up to the right side. On your exhale, twist back down towards center, reach forward. Inhale, twist open. Exhale, twist closed. 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, closed. Last one. Inhale, open. Exhale, closed. Plant the right hand down on the floor or a block. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. So maybe the hands are on the floor, maybe they're on blocks, whatever works. Pedal out the feet. Move the hips. Just notice that sensation. And then when you're ready, in your own way, in your own time, we'll go to the other side. Step the left foot outside of the left hand. Again, whatever you need to bring the floor closer to you. Maybe the hands are down on the floor, and that works too. And then again, we'll start this exploration. So we'll start with just a side to side in the hips. You could even do this with the knee down on the floor, but I find that it's a bit more effective with the knee lifted. Let's go forward and back. And then a couple times up and down. And then we'll put it all together. Big circles left to right, up and down. So as if you were stirring a big mixing bowl with your hips. Let's switch that circle. We'll go back the other way. And then back to center. If you need a block or a prop underneath your right hand, find that. Left arm reaches forward. Lengthen from heel through fingertips. Inhale, twist, open and up to the left. Exhale, twist back down towards center. Inhale, twist, open, reach up. Exhale, twist, closed. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Plant the left hand down. Step the left foot back. Downward facing dog. Last time. Pedal out the feet. Move, shift, whatever you need to do. You take just one last breath or 2 in this pose. And lower the knees to the floor. Come off or come down to sit. Let's take the legs long in front. Move the fleshy parts away from your sits bones so you feel that solid grounding down into the mat. You might want to sit on a blanket or maybe even up on a prop or a yoga book if you're particularly tight in the hamstrings and the low back. I find that if you sit towards the front edge of your prop, it just rolls the pelvis forward into an anterior pelvic tilt, which gives you a bit more space to find neutrality. Soles of the feet press forward. Firm your legs, hands by the hips. Sit tall through the crown of the head, Dandasana, staff pose. Take a full inhale and a full exhale. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up. On your exhale, hinge forward. Hold here for your inhale, lengthen. And then on your exhale, release the hands down to the toes, the ankles, the shins, the calves. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Take another inhale here. Find that sensation of back bending that we did with the strap. So the heart reaches forward. And then on your exhale, fold, round down over the thighs. Paschimottanasana. Stretch the entire back side of the body. Again, you can bend the knees if you need. Maybe you have space to take the grip down towards the soles of the feet or the heels. This pose an opportunity to turn inwards. And gaze onto yourself. So recognizing that the complete cycle of life is within you as well. Birth, death, rebirth, and renewal. So as we move into month 2, what can you let go of? What no longer serves you? And where is there space to renew? To create fresh life. 2 more breaths. One. And slowly with control roll in the spine back up to sit. If you're on a prop, come down off of your prop. Take the legs to the end of the mat so you have space to lie down, and then a couple of options. You can either lower yourself down with the hands on the knees, or if you want last little bit of core activation, legs go long, arms go long. Use the strength of your belly to control your movement down to the mat, one bone at a time. As you reach the mat, take a moment just to settle here in Shavasana. Draw both knees into the chest. Take a happy baby, Ananda Balasana. The knees go towards the armpits. Grab hold of calves, ankles, toes, outer edges of feet, whatever is there for you to grab. As best you can, keep the sacrum on the floor, the low back on the floor. Maybe there's some movement, maybe you are just still. This pose is always, I think, fun for me, a reminder of the carefree attitude of babies. Legs in the air, butts in the air. Not quite so many worries, not quite so much heaviness. And then draw both knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the legs. Give yourself a big squeeze. Take a full breath in. On your exhale, release. Shavasana. Ankles to the corners of the mat. Arms comfortably wide, palms face up. Chance to give back to yourself. Nothing left to do other than experience yourself as alive, as breathing.
Start to deepen the breath. Slowly, gently, as if you were coming back to life, into wiggle the fingers and the toes, reintroduce, test out movement with a sense of curiosity, a sense of freshness, of newness. Maybe you want to take a full body stretch with the arms long overhead. And as you feel ready, draw one knee in at a time, roll softly to one side, and press yourself gently back to a tall seat. As you arrive seated, allow the eyes to stay closed, the attention and the awareness to stay inward. Just notice how you feel. So I've found the last couple weeks when things get heavy or tough, we are fortunate to be in this strange time in what is promising to be a spectacular spring in Los Angeles. So when all feels lost, when all feels dead, just look outside. Notice the colors, the fresh life, the fresh start. We look to nature and we are reminded that we are equally part of the cycle. Not greater than, not less than. Draw the hands to heart center. This gesture is symbolic, offering your heart. We offer our hearts in service of love, in service of compassion, in service of truth. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Thumb knuckles to third eye center, joining mind with heart. Offering our minds in service of love, compassion, and truth. A full breath in and a full breath out. With great gratitude and with great love, with great optimism, hope, and joy. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.